Welcome to the Strictly Free Game Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Waller, also known as Sean, your realtor, whatever you want to call me. Just make sure you call me. And I'm here with like bucket list shit, right? I'm gonna just keep it a buck. So I've been working on this interview mentally for like a year. I'm not even gonna introduce you, bro. I'll be doing you a disservice if I introduce you.
Yo, man. Sean, I'm just the guy, yo. What's up, man? Shout out to you for having me on the show, man. I appreciate the love. Am I talking loud enough, man? Because all right, just want to make sure I'm talking loud enough. But I appreciate you having me on the show, man. I'm looking forward to having this conversation. And I've been catching up with your episodes, man. You've been delivering some heat. So,
I appreciate it.
I'm here to, bless your audience with whatever you guys want to talk about.
Dope. Now, when I say I've been waiting for this episode, I know Matt's like, yo, this dude's nuts. But I say that because when I started doing content in general, I started around the same time I started seeing EYL take off, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, yo, that's the exact same shit that I wanted to do. Like, I'm watching dudes that look like me, talk like me, doing it at their level, and I'm like, yo, these dudes are it. You know what I'm saying? And once I found out he was from New York, I'm like, oh, I gotta get in touch with this dude. But Matt, man, like, give some information about your journey, bro.
Man, my journey is like this. You know what I'm saying? People think success is a straight line, but it's definitely like this. So I've been in the mortgage business for almost 20 years now. Damn, it's been a long time. From New York, like you said, from Queens get the money.
Yeah.
I got into the business just like pretty much anybody else. I kind of stumbled upon this. Like, you don't go through high school, talk about what I want to be when I grow up as a loan officer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I stumbled into the business just being broke. Got laid off from TSA, and my best friend at the time, my best friend Dap, he was like, yo, you need to go be a loan officer. And I'm like, what the hell is a loan officer? He's like, when people go buy a house, they need a loan. They go to the loan officer. I was like, all right. He was like, yeah, my guy, little Ant, shout out to Ant. He's still in the business to this day. And he was like, yo, little Ant down here, at this time he was living in North Carolina. He was like, yo, he down here killing it. So you could kill it too. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I looked in the newspaper. And this is before you can go online and kind of go to like LinkedIn and everything like that. This is literally like 2002, 2003.
Oh, this is right at the beginning of the
This is like right after, so I was working
media.
at TSA right after 9/11.
Okay.
And I got in, so 2002 is when I started TSA. So I got into the mortgage business probably end of 2002, early 2003. Oh, okay. So this is before, Facebook, Instagram. This is before LinkedIn. This is before all these social media apps that we have access to today. So I had to look in the newspaper to find a damn job. So when I looked in the paper, I saw all of these companies, mortgage companies, were hiring loan officers. And that's kind of how I got into the business. And I never looked back, went through the subprime crisis. It was the wild cowboy days, as I like to call it. It was a great time. Young, dumb, college dropout, didn't know what I was going to do. And, making six figures at an early age, it was just phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
Then the crash happened. I lost everything and then had to rebuild myself. And, so the journey has been kind of like up and down, been through so many different cycles in the past 20 years, been through the Great Recession. And my content journey started in 2016, late 2016, early 2017. Is because I kind of figured, once you're in the business for so long, the transactional business of real estate, whether you're a real estate licensed professional or a licensed loan officer, after a while, honestly, you get bored. Right? You get bored and you kind of you got to try to figure out like, yo, how do I reinvent myself? Because you're not the young Thundercat that you once was. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go out there pounding the pavement. So for me, it was like, yo, what can I do to kind of separate myself from all the other loan officers that's in my market? So I discovered Gary Vee around August 2017, and I binge watched him for the whole month. And I remember this because I'm August 31st. Shout out to all my Virgos. So that was my birthday month, so I was kind of going through my own little funk at this time. And I discovered Gary Vee, and I said, damn, this dude is onto something. And I saw a video that he had put out. A realtor had ran up on him, asked him a question like, yo, if you was a realtor, what would you do? And Gary Vee was like, what? I would kill it. I'll be in if I'm going to farm a neighborhood, I'm going to go to every business owner, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And he was like, yo, I would be the real estate guy. And I said, oh, that's interesting. So I immediately try to find the mortgage guy. Right? Especially a mortgage guy that looks like me, talks like me, like everything that you said. And I could not find one person of color that was out there doing it Gary Vee style, so to speak, really putting that content at a high level, not a corny level, but just really at a high level at scaling and had that engagement. I couldn't find it. So I said, you know what, I could be that guy then. So I started ordering like things off of Amazon just to film, right?
Oh, just filming equipment.
Yeah,
okay.
I ordered, but for my phone, right? I ordered a tripod for my phone. I ordered lenses for my phone. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I just decided to like, yo, I'm gonna do content. So I taught myself how to edit on my phone through various different apps. And I just started making videos, and it was a struggle at first, but I just kept on doing it. And, and like everybody, you stop, you start, you stop, you start. And, thank God I kept on going.
Word.
And now to what people see now, so really 2018 is when I decided to really take it seriously. So kind of like a 4-year journey now that I'm on with content, and it's been, it's brought me to places that I thought I'd never go before. So it's been phenomenal.
That's dope, because if you look at it, you wouldn't think that the process, always looking from the outside looking in, the process doesn't look that long. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone feels like you're open. Even though I heard your story before, because like I said, I've been locked in. People would think like, oh, he just started doing this during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah. I'm not a pandemic baby. And it's crazy because people think, sometimes people don't even think I'm in the mortgage business. They just think I'm an influencer. And I'm like, no, I do loans. This is what my day job is. This is my bread and butter, right? But I haven't started in the pandemic. I'm glad people are now starting to notice and find me because of the pandemic. People had to sit down for a while.
Everybody was locked in,
So the pandemic was great for, good, the bad, and ugly. Lost some friends to COVID, stuff like that. So I don't want to, overshadow that. But it was overall, it was good for me and my family.
Amazing. Yeah. How did the EYL connection come?
Oh man, so that's always the $1 million question people ask. Like, how the hell did you get involved?
Because you guys didn't know each other prior.
Nah, I had no clue who Rashad and Troy was prior to 2018 is when I ran into Rashad. So I started seeing on my Explorer page on Instagram, the popular page, I think they used to call it back then. They used to call it the popular page back then. Right, so I used to always see like financial literacy type content, but it was either rappers or entertainers. It was like clips and snippets. And it would be like the Gary Vee style fonts with the headlines, but I would always see this watermark at Rashad Bilal on the clips. So one day I just say, who is this Rashad Bilal cat? You know what I'm saying? I keep seeing his things going viral. So I clicked on the tag, and it brought me to his page, and he only had 10,000 followers at this time.
Back then, that's a lot, though. That was all organic.
That was all organic. Yeah. But the comment section was like 1,500 comments, 2,000 comments. And I'm like, what the hell is going on over here? And I'm like, yo, this guy has like the financial literacy shade room. You know what I'm saying? So you go in the comments. First, the caption will always be like a lesson. And then you go in the comments, and it was just like all types of threads of discussions happening off that one post. So I said, yo, this is interesting. I noticed he was a financial planner, because in his bio, he said he was a financial planner based in New York. So I'm like, wait a minute. I'm looking through his page. I'm like, I don't see him selling his financial planning services. I said, wait a minute.
He was just giving straight game.
He was just giving game.
Yeah.
So I said, wait a minute. Every post was game. There was nothing in his thing about what he did for a living, except in his bio. So I DM'd him. Like, yo, what's good, bro? Like, I'm based in New York. You're a black financial advisor in New York. Like, look, I got a lot of clients that couldn't use your services. Like, we should connect. And he responded. We got on a call. We spoke for like 45 minutes. The synergy was dope. And I immediately wound up sending him like 10, 15 people, like within a 30-day time frame. And I think like 80% of them wound up putting money with his firm, right? And moving money over to him. So, his thing was like, he hit me up and they're like, yo, you've been sending me a lot of business. Like, what do you want? I was like, I don't want nothing. I want to know how you getting 15. I said, the only thing I want from you is how the hell are you getting 1,500 comments on a post and you only got 10,000 followers? Like, this shit is incredible. So he started teaching me about his game plan and his strategies about social media. Okay. And I said, yo, this dude is the RZA. Like,
you say that, every time you say that and I look at him now, I'm like,
bro, because when he was talking, I never heard someone that looked like me speak like that in terms of his plan and what he was trying to do. and how he was going to do it, and how he was going to get the people to, you know, kind of buy into what he was going for, basically to make financial literacy cool.
Yeah.
You know? And I said, damn, this is interesting. So I was like, so if you was me, what would you do? So he kind of gave me that game, and I started executing on what he told me. And then I noticed, like, damn, this thing actually works from what he was saying. And then from there, like, real talk, I used to send him clips of things before I would post it.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, can you watch this for me? And how would you frame, like, the headline and everything like that? And he was sitting it back, like, right away, like, yo, this is how, with the framing.
With the framing and everything.
With everything, with the font, everything done. Like, the headline, he was like, yeah, now I'll probably make the caption like this. And I'm like, oh, shit. All right, I'm going to use that. Bomb. And then those posts started hitting for me. So that's how our relationship started. With Rashad, and then I wound up meeting Troy. And then I would probably say January-ish, I started seeing, 2019, I started seeing him hashtag Earn Your Leisure on every post.
Okay.
So that's how he started promoting Earn Your Leisure before he started promoting it. It was with a hashtag, hashtag Earn Your Leisure.
Okay.
So I started noticing it on his post, and I hit him up one day. I was like, yo, what the hell is this Earn Your Leisure you're tagging? Because I know it means something, right? Because you're just not tagging that for your health. And that's when he said, yo, that's my podcast that's coming out, this, that, and the third. This is the direction I'm going with it. And at the time, I'm like, everybody got a podcast. Like, you know, like, everybody coming out with this. So I didn't really think nothing of it. I was like, all right, that's what's up, bro. Like, much success. And then when it came out, the episodes, him and Troy, I started listening to it. I'm like, damn, these guys are really breaking it down. They like breaking it down, like at a high level, but to where I can really fully understand what the hell they're talking about. So I was impressed, and I was hooked with the show. And then immediately from there, I just was a big supporter of it. And, you know, I was one of the first guests. A lot of the first guests that he actually had on the show spoke at one of my first paid seminars that I threw in 2019. Okay. And I like to always say, like, I think it kind of curated the direction of EYL because of the guest was my guest first, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, from there, and I was one of the first guests too, and we just became tight, you know, me, him, and Troy, and Mike, the third partner that people don't see from. Yeah,
Mike is always in the back. I always say the name, I never see the face.
Mike is always in the back. If you want to see Mike is the tallest one. Tall, light-skinned brother. You can't miss Mike. Mike is like 6'7", 6'8", like 250. Like, you can't miss Mike. He's huge, right? Pause. So that's how it kind of started. And then I was going to put out an online like community. They was going to put out an online community, and Rashad hit me one day. He was like, yo, since we are always together, now by this time, fast forward, summer 2019, we did networking events together all around the country. My episode of the pod,
2019?
Summer 2019. So how everything started for me in social media, how my social media got hot was DJ Envy, right? So I'll circle back. So I met DJ Envy and Rashad kind of at the same time, both via DM.
Okay.
Right. I didn't even he's from Queens too. I didn't know him from a hole in the wall. I knew people that knew him that were close with him, but I didn't know him personally growing up or anything like that. So I saw Envy doing his thing with Caesar in 2018 with the seminar. So I reached out to them like, yo, I need sponsors. Right. And that's how that relationship started. Okay. So in January 2019 is when I did my first seminar with Envy. And then that's when my page really started getting hot. I went from like 1,800 followers to 3,000 overnight. And then my page just started growing and growing from there. So simultaneously, as I'm growing with DJ Envy and Caesar with the From Start to Flip real estate tour, my relationship with Rashad and Troy was growing also at the same time, right? And then when I got on their show in April of 2019, my episode for EYL, episode 12, was my first episode with them. That one went viral. That one was the episode that broke them into the top 10 on the charts.
Wow.
So I like to say that my episode is the GOAT episode.
The GOAT?
Yeah, because I'm the first episode that took the podcast off. So simultaneously, I'm growing with two brands, right? And then I have my brand, which was the third. So I had to put my brand to the back burner, kind of, sort of. Yeah. But I still would do what I got to do for myself. But I knew the way DJ Envy and Earn Your Leisure was going, it was smart for me to collaborate instead of trying to compete.
Yeah.
So fast forward to summer now, 2019, me and EYL's on tour just as much as me and Envy is on tour. I'm speaking at seminars with them, and me and EYL, we're doing networking events all over the country because the podcast started blowing up. So we have a real big thing over here at EYL. It's like we like to touch the people. That's why we're always doing events all over the country to this day.
Yeah, you dudes are like rock stars. Like it's
because we got to touch the people.
Yeah.
The people who gave us this platform, right? So the one thing I hate when I see people, they start getting big, it's like they become brand new.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you can't become brand new because you got to be able to still be touchable, in my opinion. So for us, and we live by that to this day. So we're always doing networking events and stuff like that to this day. I mean, shit, we do them in London now. Like now it's global. So that's how it's grown, but it's grown because we're always touching the people, no matter what. We're always doing free events to touch the people. So we started EYL University summer of 2019, and that's the business that I'm a partner in. And that thing has grown to damn near 15,000 students.
That's the ill part, right? Because you guys, let's keep it a buck. When it's usually our people, we don't really collaborate when it comes to that level. You know what I'm saying? But you guys, what made you? Well, you kind of broke it down, but what made you guys really sit down and be like, yo, you know what? Collaboration over competition is going to win the game. Because a lot of people don't do that shit. Like it's not normal.
It's because it's strength in numbers.
Facts, yeah.
Number one, like I said, we're the Wu-Tang Clan, the financial literacy Wu-Tang Clan, right? And we can all be solo acts. You know, you got your Method and Reds, you got your fucking Capadonnas and Raekwons. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have those people, you have your Ghostface Killers, you have all of that within this financial literacy Wu-Tang Clan. And we can go and put out solo albums and be very successful. But when we come together as a group, there's no stopping us. And we knew that from very on, where most people will always have like I want to be the star. I want to be the star. I want to be the star type of approach where we say, yo, let's just throw it all in the pot because there's enough money out here for us to all eat and change our lives collectively. And what's better than that, to be able to say, yo, my boys and I did this together, we grew this together, and it's now growing into a company that we want to take public. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like what's a better success story than what we have right now, and all formulated off of DMs. And you know, Rashad, Troy, and Mike, they've known each other for 25 plus years. They're like brothers.
Oh, that's brotherhood.
Yeah, I'm like the first cousin that they never knew that they finally found at the family reunion, and now like, yo, here's MG, right? So it's like it's a true brotherhood. It's a true family. So it was natural because we're all from New York. We all have that New York swag. We all think the same thing. We all, you know, 90s music is like what we live by. Like we live by a certain code. So like it's easy to collaborate and eat with people who are cut from the same cloth. And so to this day, you know, we go through our disagreements.
Like brothers. That's what brothers do.
But it's minimum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's real minimum. And we figure out a way. You know, we like to always say, all of us say this, you know, in our community, that there's always, black people have a problem with conflict resolution. And we pride ourselves on being able to hear each other talk, hear each other out, and to be able to say, all right, let's come to a happy medium for all partners, and then, all right, this is the route we're going to push it, and we stay focused on that. So it's been a beautiful ride so far, and there's a lot more to come, and God willing, it'll continue to grow.
Dope. When you started the podcast, right? Because you had the Rants Gems, that's one of my top like 5.
Thank you, appreciate that.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. When you started, you was going to do a solo at one point.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a backstory. So when I wasn't doing any type of social media content, and I remember when I left my job, I was talking to my wife. I'm like, yo, I want to start doing stuff on my Instagram. Like, I can't figure out. I was still in a suit. Like, I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do. And she was scrolling. She found Kiana's page.
Dope.
She's like, this is a dope page. She's like, I know you can't wear what she's wearing, but you should probably gear it towards that. So that's when I started following her. So I kind of seen like her story go too. Then when y'all all came together, I'm like, yo, it's like a perfect match.
Yeah.
How did Kiana get into the fold with everything when it came to your podcast?
So Kiana and I are really friends.
Okay.
Right? Like I've known Kiana probably since 2017.
Like you know her that long?
Yeah,
okay.
So Kiana, I found her on Instagram, right? And I was like, who's this girl branding herself as the Carrie Bradshaw
I remember that.
of real estate, right? And I'm like, who is this black chocolate princess. Over here, like the Carrie Bradshaw real estate, right? And it's like the complete opposite of what Carrie Bradshaw looks like. Exactly. Right? I'm like, yo, this is catchy. So that's how I met her. And you know, I think Kiana probably had like 10,000 followers at this time too, 7,000 followers or something like that. She didn't have a lot of followers, but I saw what she was doing, and she was doing a lot of educating the community, home buying seminars. Like her marketing has always been on point. So, you know, me being the loan officer that I am, like, yo, what's good, man? Like, I like what you're doing, this, that, and the third, we should connect, blah, blah, blah. And we just started talking from there. And we both had the same synergy, the same goals of like educating our community, being the best that we can be in our respected fields, you know, real estate agent and loan officer. So, you know, real estate and loan officers naturally have good chemistry anyway because of the working relationship that we have to have. So that's how our relationship started. Now, fast forward, Rants Gems actually started on my IG Live. Right, so I was doing my IG lives, and somebody in the comments said, "Yo, I love coming to your lives, Matt, because I'm gonna get Rants Gems." And I said, "Oh shit, that's a dope name, Rants Gems." So I started calling my IG lives Rants Gems. Then I said, "Nah, IG, you know, IG live is like the worst sometimes because like the quality is bad." So I said, "You know what? Forget this. I'm gonna take this to YouTube because Tukes, shout out to Tukes, like, yo, you need to do YouTube." So that's okay. I'm gonna call the show Rants Gems on YouTube. Yeah. So we started doing, in my office, me and Tukes. Tukes is my production manager. If you see me in the streets, you've probably seen Tukes. But we started doing Rants Gems, and we did 10 episodes, and it was a live call-in show. So we would talk about a topic for 15 minutes, and then I'll have people call in. And I used to have a whiteboard in my office, so if we needed to go to the number, so we had 2 camera angles, I used to go to the board and do shit on it. So we did like 10 episodes like that on YouTube.
I didn't know that.
And I said, because I took those videos off now.
Oh, you took them down?
Yeah, I took them down because I knew I was going to come out with the podcast. Yeah. So I said, you know what, this is too good just for YouTube. This needs to be a podcast. It needs to be a show. And so I stopped doing it. And then that was probably like before the pandemic, I think. And then I said to myself, damn, I need to find a co-host. I need to make this a podcast. But now, mind you, in the background, I'm working with Earn Your Leisure, right, podcast. And now Earn Your Leisure podcast is growing. So I spent a lot of time, you know, I'm pretty much at all the interviews and stuff like that. I'm in the know of all the behind the scenes stuff. So I'm learning all the trials and tribulations of what a successful podcast go through via Earn Your Leisure. So in the background, as I'm thinking about and planning who could be my co-host, I'm working and still learning and researching with Earn Your Leisure, right? So one day we was in Miami, I think it was for Rashad's birthday or something like that. And I say, yo, Kiana, I'm doing this podcast. You need to be the co-host. And she was like, yeah, that's what's up. We're going to do it. No, it was New Year's Eve, matter of fact. And we was in Miami, going into 2021. I'll never forget this. We on the yacht. And I'm like getting her drunk. Like, her husband, we having a good time. And I'm like, you're going to do this podcast with me. She's like, all right. I'm like, I want to start it in March. Man, this girl went to like Belize or something in March, like on vacation for 2 weeks. She comes back, I'm like, yo, Kiana, we need to get this show started. Like, what's up? She's like, oh, you know, I'm so busy, I just came back. I was like, all right. She was like, give me a couple months, man. I was like, all right. So, you know, the market obviously at this time, the real estate market is going crazy. Offers is going nuts. And, you know, FHA buyers are feeling the squeeze because now those offers are not getting accepted. So I put out a post talking about that. And she came in and commented. She was like the bad cop, right?
I remember that one.
And I pinned that comment because I knew she chose violence. Right? So the audience, the crowd, yo, that pinned comment had probably like 800 likes. And it was like 5,000 comments just in that one thread.
I think she hopped on a live right after that, right?
Because I hit her up. I said, yo, I screenshotted it. I said, yo, Kiana, you see they going crazy. I said, yo, we need to go on YouTube Live tomorrow and talk about this. This is a hot topic. What's up? She was like, yeah, all right, I'll do it. So, but in the back of my mind, she don't know I'm already plotting that I'm going to call her out during the live for the podcast. And but she don't know I'm going to announce the first episode and everything, right? So we in the podcast. I mean, we in on the YouTube live. We going back and forth. We taking questions from the audience. Yo, it's going crazy.
Yeah, I remember that one. I was locked in.
A couple thousand people.
I think she lost like
that.
signal at one point. She had to come back.
She had to come back.
I remember that one.
It was so hot that she had to come back in. She was not leaving that conversation, right? So at the end of it, I said, yo, so you know what? I got some exciting big news for y'all. We're doing the podcast, Rants and Gems. It's coming out June 2nd. Now, mind you, this is the end of April. We haven't even shot an episode. She don't even know, and I just set a date. So we get off the YouTube. Like, she's like, yo, what the hell did you just do? I'm like, we got a podcast now. So I'm going to come to ATL within 2 weeks, and we're going to film our first couple episodes so we can release them on time. And that's how.
That's how that came.
Of course.
That's funny.
I had to put it under like, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Like, because I knew based off of the reaction and how the audience was reacting to us going back and forth on kind of debating. I said, nah, this is going to be a fire show.
Yeah, and it's two big personalities.
Two big personalities, realtor, loan officer, both black, both top producers. You know, we're not out here capping on anything that we're saying in our lives, from business to investors.
No guru talk?
Huh?
Say no guru talk.
Nah, no guru talk. Just real life shit. Like, we both seasoned, licensed professionals who both own real estate, who both own and run multiple businesses. Like, we're really out here doing this. So, like, why wouldn't it work?
Yeah.
You know, and we have a true friendship. Like, so our chemistry is natural.
Yeah.
You can't fake or cap chemistry or energy, right? So I knew it will work. Yeah. And, you know, so far we've been blessed, man. I mean, we stay in the top 100 in the business category on Apple, and top 50 in the investing category. You know, we're the #1 black real estate podcast in the world, and #3 real estate podcast on Apple right now.
That's fire.
You know, and we haven't even been a year yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's been a blessing to be able to reach so many people, millions of people. And, you know, we're on the Earn Your Leisure Network. So, you know, again, doing business with my people. You know, we have the network. So I put the podcast on the network, and, you know, now we're growing the network, and the goal is to sell the network at some point, right? So we, you know, circling back to Earn Your Leisure now, that collaboration has sprung into multiple different businesses that we run, and it's been a great ride so far, and hopefully it continues to go.
Nah, I don't see anybody. Well, there's no one in your space, and they can't duplicate what you guys are doing anyway, because.
Well, they try.
Of course.
They try. Yeah. There's a lot of copy and paste going on right now. You know, they say imitation is the best form of flattery. And it's a great thing, to be honest with you, look, because we all copying somebody, right, and taking and putting your own swag. So we don't never look at it as, oh, these people are copying me, or you're copiers, right? Like, who cares? At the end of the day, I tell people this all the time. We can have the same recipe for macaroni and cheese, but doesn't mean your macaroni and cheese is going to taste better than mine. Exactly. Right? We're going to always be us, and we're going to be true or authentic to who we are as people, first and foremost, right? We have character and integrity. So we can't, and we're going to put out the information that we know is useful to our audience. You can't put out the information. Another mortgage person can't talk like me. They can't walk like me. So it don't matter if you're watching my content and then you do the same exact video that I just did. It don't matter. I'm going to be different.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Your video might still do better than mine, but it don't matter. But I'm content and happy with what I'm putting out. And that's how we look at it. We're running our own race. We're minding a business that pays us, and we don't really care what no one else is doing.
I've always been curious. Do you ever get any, like, not backlash, but do you get other loan officers like now, like, you know, like,
oh, these cats talk about me left and right and never even had a conversation with me.
Yeah.
Right? But that's haters. Like, I love them. Thank you. I appreciate you guys, right? Keep my name alive.
Yeah.
Because, you know, all press is good press, in my opinion. So if you're someone who's talking about me in a negative way, and you know who you are, talk.
Yeah.
Great. Cool, because your name will never come out of my mouth. You know, you're not going to live rent-free in my head. So ultimately, at the end of the day, do what you got to do. Continue to talk, and the backlash, I get more love than the backlash. So as long as the love is outweighing that, it don't matter to me. It doesn't bother me. When I go outside, like I said, I just came back from Houston. Bro, we get stopped everywhere we go.
That's what I said. You do like rock stars.
It's different.
What loan officer you know that's getting stopped?
Exactly.
You know
exactly my
different.
point.
Yeah.
You might have better numbers than me, but you're not bigger than me, right? What are we talking? Numbers are impact.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
I'm talking about impact, legacy play. You can be a loan officer that does $1 billion a year in transaction, but you will not walk outside and people won't know who the hell you are. People won't come up to you and thank you for what you're doing.
Yeah. But it's all about kind of hopping off that hamster wheel at a point anyway, right? Like you can't keep being, well, you know how our business is, it's transactional. So, but you're going to keep chasing that high of, I did 100 deals last year, let me do 102 this year.
Yeah.
But you're doing it a little different because, like you said, you sprouted out and you have these other babies out there now that you don't have to really run that hamster wheel anymore.
Well, it's because I nurtured my mortgage business for almost 20 years. So when 2016, 2017, I just knew it had to be something different, right? Like, how can I keep staying on the same hamster wheel, which for loan officers is being behind a desk, chasing refis, chasing realtors, chasing. All we're doing all day long is chasing. And I said, I don't want to chase these people no more. I'm tired of chasing because there's no loyalty in that. I need to build something differently to where people are going to want to chase me. And that's when the discovery of Gary Vee helped me realize, like, wait a minute, through content, I can become a brand. I can become my own separate entity outside of Matt, the loan officer. I can be the mortgage guy now, right? I could be everything real estate that anybody wants to learn about. I can be that source of information. I can be like their Google, their Mortgage for Dummies, and build a brand behind that. And that's what I did. So, and it's allowed me to create several streams of income, but where now I don't depend on commission checks. Yeah. You know, now my focus is not more so originating a loan. It's about building now sales team and growing that way and rainmake and let them, because I'm not hungry for the origination side of the business no more. That hunger has been gone for years for me. And this brand created via social media has given me the opportunity. For the past 2 years, I worked part-time. I'm very vocal about this. I built the systems, I built my foundation, I built my team to have it on autopilot to do a substantial amount of business without me being involved on a day-to-day basis.
And now, your reach is further.
My reach is further, but I had to take a step out of it so I can kind of see it better, right? And it took me almost 2 years to kind of figure out, damn, this is what I don't want to leave the business, but I need to approach the business strictly from a CEO perspective because I want to help the people. I just don't want to be the one pre-approving you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be the one you call in to say, hey, can you increase my pre-approval letter? Or can you adjust this? Like, I don't want to be that I did that already. Right? Those, I've earned my stripes to feel the way I feel. I don't want to be that originator no more. I want to just be the leader. So now with my foundation built, which my foundation is my support team, shout out to the Garland's Angels, love y'all, right? I built my support team so now it can support bringing in kick-ass sales team to where now I can really go crazy online, go crazy with more seminars, because now all those people that come, I could just funnel to the people who are hungry. You know, I could be the leader of the wolf pack, so to speak. So now I'm transitioned into CEO MG. I just wear, you know, Jordan 1s and, you know, hoodies. You know, while I do it. But now I'm in CEO MG for the, you know, rest of my career. That's how I'm going to play this game and just really now focus on bringing in the new generation of loan officers, teach them the right way, heavy with the education with my loan officers, groom them, put them in the positions to not only be a partner with me, but also to help them grow their own personal brands, you know, so that way now they can grow and then now build under them, you know, and if they even don't want to build with me no more, hey, now they're in a position, yo, you want to build your own thing, more power to you. Just don't burn no bridges, right? But more power to you, do what you got to do. That's how I'm going to impact my community, because it's only so many people I can help.
Of course,
You know what I'm saying? And I had to realize that, Matt, you can't be everything to everyone.
And you shouldn't want to be anyway.
And I don't want to be, right? I don't want to be that person. I don't want to have sleepless nights because I'm thinking about somebody's closing, right? I want the young, hungry Thundercats to, they got to go through that now. So I want to be the person that's able to lead at a very high level and expand into multiple different cities that we're licensed in as a bank and be able to grow hyper-local, tri-state area, Philly, Georgia, Florida, Texas, Cali, Illinois, just grow the Garland Mortgage Group in all of these different cities that, DC, all these places that I have that quote unquote influence now where people are learning from me. Now I can really now spread my wings and really help these people, not just through the content and the education, but actually to be able to service them in a way so they can now reach their real estate goals. So that's where I'm at right now in my career.
That makes sense. Because even when I first started paying attention to the content, I'm like, this dude never says the bank that he's at.
Nope.
He never, but it's calculated because I do the same thing. And it's funny that you say building your brand, because I notice a lot of these younger dudes, they don't go about building a brand. They all about the company that they with, and they just constantly push the company that they with. And I'm like, why do y'all do that, man?
I tell people that all the time. Stop saying I am X, Y, and Z at 123 Bank.
Yeah, it drives me nuts.
Like that's not, that has nothing to do with you. Like you have to, look, as long as you're saying your license number, you're compliant. So keep it moving. Speaking
of that, I always want to ask you that. Why do you say your license number?
To be compliant.
That's a compliance
thing? Yeah,
thing?
because before acting as the rules are, the laws are of my world, is before acting as a loan officer, I have to identify myself as a loan officer. So this is Matthew Garland, NMLS number 58700. But when I'm online, I'm better known as MG the Mortgage Guy. That's my intro. So right then and there, because acting as a loan officer could mean just me answering questions. You know what I'm saying? And if the compliance police want to really mess with me, they can say, "Oh, you violated," right? So I make sure every video that I do, you say that, to the point now
that people say it back to you.
Yo, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. And they say, like, yo, NMLS number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like, it's so hilarious. Like, even when I'm on stage now, people are screaming it.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, I be bugging out some days. Like, I can't believe these people are really screaming my license number. How cool is that shit?
Yeah.
To where now people are really screaming this out loud to me. It's hilarious. Like, people text me or DM me, yo, Matt Garland, MG, NMLS number. And I'm like, yo, this is hilarious. And I used to be ashamed of saying my number.
Oh, really? I
used to hate it when they put these rules in place probably like 10 years ago. I used to hate, I got to say my NMLS number. Like, what? Why? I sound like a call center person. That's how I felt. Like I was a rebel. You know, 10, 12 years ago. I'm like, man, fuck this. I don't want to say this. This is corny. Now it's like,
it comes with it.
Because I don't want no problems. I don't want no smoke with these people.
You know they're looking for it anyway.
Bro, this is my livelihood. So I'm not trying to mess up my generational wealth because of my ego. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, that's why I don't do no foolishness. Because I'm not trying to mess up my generational wealth for foolishness.
Yeah.
Like, why would I put myself in a position for one deal or me not saying my number that can mess up tens of millions of dollars for me and my family? It's stupid.
Makes sense.
You know?
Yeah. What made you build the Home Buyers Blueprint?
Problem, solution.
Okay.
The problem is no one's taught home ownership in our communities.
Yeah.
Right? No one teaches you the A to Z of buying a house when you're younger. School doesn't even teach it to you. No one even knows what a mortgage is for the most part, or even understand the inner workings of a mortgage. People just think, I got to go to the bank that I bank with, right? So I created the Home Buyers Blueprint because after like 2019, I probably spoke to almost 30,000 people live on stage throughout that year with DJ Envy in Flippin, New Jersey. And every city we go to, it's the same questions. Like literally.
No matter what, yeah.
Like Tooks will tell you, every city, it's the same questions. And it's usually the same 20 questions that I get at every seminar. And every Instagram live is the same thing. So I say, you know what? I need to be able to give people a product that's out there that is detailed, structured, and takes them through the flow of the process. So when I created the Home Buyers Blueprint Volume 1, we like to call it the encyclopedia for home buying because it really gives you the A to Z of everything that you need to know to really buy your first home, your first investment property, even refinance. And we talking specifically about FHA, conventional VA loans within it also. And it breaks it all down, you know, how to compare, you know, your loan estimates, you know, the whole 9 yards, what people just don't know. So it's 15 hours of information in there.
Okay.
And it's an incredible course. I'm very proud of that. So we created that. And it's it's like 12,000 people purchased it so far. Yeah, so it did really well when it came to the people who supported it.
Yeah.
And then also it created another revenue stream for myself, right? My intellectual property is very valuable.
Yeah.
And I realized that going through the social media, ups and downs of turning into an influencer, because I was just a regular person on social media like everyone else. And what I've learned is that, intellectual property is the shit.
That's where the money's at.
Your IP is everything. And the famous people, or the actors, or the entertainers, the athletes, they're not the only one with IP, that's valuable. So for me, the Home Buyers Blueprint also showed me as a loan officer, like I'm more than just a loan officer. Like I can create products, I can write books.
Yeah.
I can do all these, I can create digital courses. I can do all of this stuff, and I don't have to bang nobody out. I don't need to charge you tens of thousands of dollars for this information, right? I can charge you something like the Home Buyers Blueprint. We've ranged anywhere from $199 to $349, just depending on what we wanted to sell it for at the time, right?
Sneakers
because we always have it on sale. We launched it at $9.99, and then it would be like 70% off, 80% off, 90% off. Like we'll do different sales at different moments, but it's affordable. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody really wants to take an educated course, they can spend $200 or whatever and get all the information that they need. Now they have a true foundation. They can go into any bank, speak to any broker. Like I've had clients like that taking the Home Buyers Blueprint. It's absolutely phenomenal. I've had some of them turn into loan officers themselves. I had some of them get licensed and become real estate agents as well. Several of my students have purchased multiple properties since I released the Home Buyers Blueprint, and they credit nothing but the blueprint to their success. So for me now to see the feedback, I think we released that in 2020.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was October. I don't even remember. I think it was October 2020 we released that. So going on almost 2 years to see that many people buy real estate and to come back to tell me like, yo, Matt, your course helped me. Like even this weekend in Houston, people telling me, yo, Matt, the blueprint is fire. Like I bought 4 houses because of the blueprint.
I saw people on your live saying they were challenging loan officers. Like,
100%. They challenge it because they have the information. You can't tell my students just any Joe Blow Schmo. Right? And I created the blueprint. This is very important too, I want to say. I created this without the intention of them doing business with me.
But that's why it goes further. That's why I stretch it out further.
I didn't want to sell them my services. I wanted to give you the information for you to be successful. If you choose to use me, it's cherry on top, which a lot of them don't use me. It's like, it blows my mind some days too. Like, why wouldn't you use me, right? If you telling me you learn me, why wouldn't you use me? But they don't even use me. And I'm happy as hell behind that because that's why I always say to people, what are we talking about? Impact or numbers? Because if you calculate not what my team has done directly, if you take what we've have helped people indirectly, it's probably $1 billion worth a year of transactions. Like it's incredible. So the blueprint for me is my baby, and we keep expanding on the blueprint series and doing more products, and we got books coming out. And my goal again is just to be the main source of information when it comes to real estate finance and give people the blueprint, so to speak, to be successful with it.
You know what I love about the EYL setup and what you guys are doing? You didn't keep it. You talked to us, but you guys didn't keep it to us only. Like you guys had Robin Hood, the CEO of Robin Hood on there, Mark Cuban on there. You had, you know what I'm saying? Like even on Rants Gems, I can't think of the guy's name. It was the last episode you just put out in LA.
Oh, Aaron Kerman.
I was locked into that one. I'm like, yo, this dude's interesting as hell. He's selling cribs for 150 mil. He's dressed t-shirt,
straight up.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can relate to something like that. So that's why
t-shirt, jeans, and rollie.
It's crazy.
It's the uniform.
That's nuts, bro. And he sold, what was the crib? 140 mil?
$141 million house to the Fashion Nova CEO. It's incredible. And we did the interview on a $25 million house, which that house is absolutely ridiculous. Like absolutely ridiculous.
I can imagine.
So I mean, look, that's growth though, Sean. That's growth, bro. Like we started off just interviewing each other and influencers and people on the internet or people in the neighborhoods that had knowledge and stuff like that, right? And it's grown And again, the people's champion. The people champion this. We can't do that without the people. You can't have a Mark Cuban, Shaq. You can't have all these people without the people.
Yeah.
Like co-signing what we are doing and supporting it at scale. So as the growth, the trajectory is just to the moon.
Yeah.
You are out to the moon, like real talk. Like the stuff that we got about, oh my God, I can't even talk about it. But like the stuff that's happening right now, that's for the third and fourth quarter is going to be absolutely, people are going to be like, yo, again? Like how y'all doing this?
Yeah.
Like, cause now it has just grown to something that's incredible. And I think I want people to understand it didn't start that way. It started with 3 iPhones in Troy's dining room. Like literally 3 iPhones, all different iPhones. The one tripod is this high, the other's this high, the other's this one. Like an audio guy, shout out to Sid. Like that's how it started to now we have full-fledged media company. We have studio in New York. We have my studio here in Long Island. We have studio in Atlanta. Like it's grown to a full-fledged media company. Like we literally, all of our shows can pick up and go anywhere in the world and produce the content. Yeah. We have staff. Like it's turned into real business. We have a lot of employees that's all under the brand. So when people only see Rashad or Troy or me, and now Mike is starting to come out to the public eye now, it's not just us. Yeah. Like it's probably a good 25, 30 people in the background that people don't see that are employees. Yeah. Yeah. Like they're getting paid. You know what I'm saying? So it's created from content, it's created jobs. Yeah. And we're able to hire our family and our friends and the people that we want to, that look like us, that talk like us, that might not, they might have a felony on their record. So what? We could give our people jobs now. And it all started from content, man. And so that's why I love when I see people like yourself, Sean, doing podcasts and being in beautiful studios like we're in right now. Appreciate it. Because this shit is king, man. Yeah. This creates more for our communities right now. Is giving the black creators, this internet is giving black creators a voice and giving us opportunities to not only make money for ourselves, but for other people's families. So it's a powerful thing that we have going on. And I'm very proud of everything that's happening and how we've been able to not just grow from the names of people we can get, but I'm more excited about the jobs we're able to give, bro.
Yeah, cause like you said, we could take a lot of people that from our hood, our neighborhoods that didn't think that they could get to that level. Yeah. Cause we only see it at a few different ways, right? We see it playing sports,
absolutely,
rapping,
absolutely,
or
or selling drugs. Yeah,
we don't see it at this level, and we don't see it at this level with dudes that's, come on, bro, you got ones on your feet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different. It's a different feel.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that to me is the biggest part of the growth that I love, like not the name brand people that we can get on the show now, right? And that's a beautiful thing too, to be able to have the billionaires on the show, to be able to rub shoulders with billionaires, be able to have conversations with, people who are worth 9 figures, 10 figures. Like it's incredible. But again, to be able to now employ, I think that's the most important thing, and sustain jobs for the folks. Like we're not worried about nobody getting fired. We're not looking to downsize. We're looking to continue to scale. We're adding more pieces to our mix. So it's been a beautiful thing, man, and a beautiful journey, and more to follow.
Yeah, that's dope. You always have, I feel like I'm gonna keep you too long.
Nah, you good, you good. I blocked out my day.
Back. You always say, get in the room. And when you started saying that, I started paying attention to it. I'm like, yo, I gotta start getting in these rooms. You know what I'm saying? I get in the room, and speaking of that, like every time you're in New York, I try to get to an event that you're at. I try to get to them. Sometimes I don't get to them, but sometimes I do. And I noticed that a lot of people, especially our people, we talk the talk, but we don't really walk that walk. Like even when you're doing, we spoke about that. You do a free event, and I don't see I look around, I'm like, where the hell is everyone? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That said that they want to walk the walk. Nobody's in the room, and this is a free event. Nobody still showed up. What I'm asking you is, what made you start saying that? Like, what was the mindset behind that whole mantra, like get in the room?
Because I got in the room. It's like, yo, it's very simple. I got in the room and I said, oh shit, this is how it is. Yeah. Not just, look, I've always been networking. In our industry, networking is not nothing new, right? There's always some title company, attorney, somebody doing something.
Effective networking.
Yeah, but when you go to when it's just real estate specific events, sometimes they're so boring and corny. It's just like, yo, I don't want to be around none of these people, right? Because they don't look like me, talk like me, walk like me. So I don't even feel the urge to, sometimes I walk in a spot, I'm like, I don't even feel like being here.
Same thing, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to be able to curate your own environments, it's a beautiful thing. So going to networking events that not just we were having, and that's kind of what set it off, obviously, you know, doing the seminars and seeing 1,500, 2,000 black and brown people here to learn, that paid to learn about real estate, right? And they all show up. Like, people pay to pay attention, right? If it's free, it's for me crowd, they don't care. It's no value. But just being inside those rooms and meeting people myself, you know, like, all right, I like this crowd. I like how it's curated. I like the music. I like the vibe. I like how everybody's dressed. Like, everybody looking fresh. Like, I like swag.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, this is cool. And then you start to talk to people who are like, yo, I got this many properties. I'm doing this, or I run these businesses. And like, damn, you did this and you did what? How many millions? But I'm looking at you and you got on Jordan 1s, right? So being able to be inside of certain rooms that's curated by us was very important, because now it started to expand my mind. And with that expansion of my mind, it started opening me up to some new possibilities and new things, because I'm not just thinking like a loan officer no more, right? My whole career, and I feel like my entire adult life, I just been focused on loan officer activities. And I feel like I dropped the ball on so many different opportunities in my life because I was just so focused on this one stream. Yeah. Right? And it's, until I got into these rooms, it really made me realize, like, no, I got to focus on several different things, because I kind of mastered this one thing already. So it's okay to let this go, let it run, and get to these other things and build them.
And build those up, yeah.
And being in the rooms taught me that, bro. So, and I see other people now going in the rooms, and they're now impacting their lives because they're there, right? And I tell people this all the time. If you see an event, it don't matter what city it's in. It's 2022, hop your ass on the plane. Yeah. Get a hotel. If you use American Express or any of these cards that has points, you can probably get it for free. Yeah. Right? So it's effectively, what is it going to really cost you? If you buy it under your business, it's a tax write-off. It's a tax write-off, yeah. Right? It's self-development. So I personally now go to so many events, whether, you know, the good thing is I know pretty much everybody now who's doing all the major financial literacy events, so I don't really have to pay to get in. I can just pay my way to get there. But it's worth the investment of my time to be inside of the room, to travel to different cities and to meet different people, because then I learn. And for me, I have to learn. I have to keep my brain going, bro, because if my brain stops, then I might as well just go to sleep and just chill out in my bed. You know, so for me, getting inside the room is everything, bro.
And it's bigger because, like you said, you could have stopped at being MG, the mortgage guy. You got the business coming in already. Like, you could have just sat back. But once you start getting around those other people that's work for Billy, it's like, yo, I gotta.
Now you see, like, this dude is a billionaire. Why can't I? Yeah. Right? Like, now it's like, you know, the goal was always 6 figures.
That's all we knew.
That's all we knew. Yeah. You want to make $100,000 a year. $100,000 is $1 million, right? Because that $1 million seems so far-fetched. Yeah. Like, I ain't never going to touch $1 million in 1 year. But once you get $1 million, you realize, damn, I can do 10 million, right? Because now you made $1 million, it's like, damn, 10 million is not far-fetched. And when you hit 10, it's like, damn, you can hit 100 too. And if you can hit 100, then why can't you hit $1 billion?
Why can't you hit $1 billion, yeah.
It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of ups and downs. It's going to take failure. But so what? And if I never reach these numbers, so what? So if my goal is to touch $1 billion, if I reach 10 million, okay. Like, I don't lose. I still win.
Loss, I'll take it.
I'm taking that L any day of the week. Right? So, like, for me, it's about go bigger. My lifestyle, like, it's abundance. Like, why not? Why wouldn't I want everything that I want in my life? And for years, I looked at these things as being a devil. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I looked at money as being the devil. Because, you know, the saying is money is the root of all evil. Yeah. Nah, you was who you was before you got
there. Yeah, this enhances who you are.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you're a good dude broke, you're a good dude with money. Yeah. Right? I'm a good dude either which way. So, like, why am I fearful of success?
It's funny you say that. As a kid, I was always fearful of success.
We all are, because we look at it as being braggadocious, or you're not, quote unquote, being humble, as we like to say in the hood, because, nah, fuck that. Yeah. This is my success. I worked my ass off for it. If you think it's bragging, then that's on you. Yeah. Like, I'm celebrating myself, because if I don't celebrate my own success, who else is going to do it for me? So if I want to go on trips, if I want to buy cars, if I want to buy watches, if I want to buy real estate, whatever I want to do, why the hell wouldn't I do it? That's just how I look at it right now. I want everything, bro. Now I'm in these $25 million cribs. Guess what I want? Why the hell would I not want to live like that? Tooks, don't you want to live like that? You saw the house. Like, why the fuck wouldn't I want this type of house? Why wouldn't anybody want an elevator in their crib?
Facts.
Why wouldn't you want this? Like, I don't care. Like, you want it. You might, oh, no, I don't need it. Who cares what you need? I want it. You know, of course I don't need it. But I want it because I want to know that, look, I work hard. I manifested this. I got what I want. These are my toys. These are my trinkets. I can't take the money to the grave. As long as I got my assets working for me, I got portfolios in real estate, stocks. As long as I got what I have and I'm continuing to invest, I have businesses, I'm not killing nobody, why wouldn't I want to treat myself and have the best of everything?
Yeah, it's a fact.
Abundance is our birthright.
I like that.
I like that. Look, Proverbs 12:11, those who work their land will have abundant of food. The Bible tells us everything.
Yeah.
Those who work their land will have an abundance of food. Well, guess what? I'm going to work my land so I can eat forever, and my kids and my kids' kids can eat. And I want them to have an abundance of food too.
That's fire. That's fire.
Why not?
Speaking of like working the land, right? So you talk a lot about monetization. You mentioned it in the class that we had the other day. Someone like me, right? Like I'm trying to get to that level of figuring out how I can monetize what I'm doing.
Okay.
What would be the first few steps that you would give?
Put out content 3-4 times a day. You can't say you want to monetize if you ain't putting out content daily.
Yeah.
That's number one. You got to put out content. Like you said, people talk the talk, but they ain't walking the walk, right? You have to put out content daily. Like, I hate when people say, oh, I want to be an influencer. I look at their page, you haven't posted in 6 weeks. What are you influencing? How can you influence someone if you're not talking about, and then people want to monetize, and this is the one I really hate. You got no followers, bro, and you selling a course. Like, who are you, man? What is it that you actually do, right? So I think people are making too many mistakes right now. People are rushing to monetize, and people are not putting out enough content to monetize. Look, you got to put out the free game. The key to our success of monetization has been we give out more free game. We don't sell you on our shit, right? You can't go to Earn Your Leash's page right now and see sales pitches. Hell, you can't even go to my page and see sales pitches. Once in a blue, I might sell one of my products on my feed, right? In my lives, I'll talk about it, but I'm not harping on it. It's not a hard sales pitch.
You don't see you. Because I see a lot of those dudes. That's all you do.
It's all day. It's the text messages, the email blasts, it's this. And look, no knock to that. If that's what you do, hey, do what you gotta do. For us, we just take a different approach by it. We put out more free game. We're the free game champs. This is why we monetize, bro, because you can't outwork us when it comes to this free game. We're gonna freaking bombard you. So the consumer now is like, damn, if they doing this for free, what the paid stuff look like? And we over deliver on the paid stuff, and we make sure it's affordable. Right? So if you wanna monetize, your first step is to put out content every single day, put as much content as possible. And I tell people an easy example is look at your content like a book, right? Say if your book has 20 chapters, give away the first 5 for free. And just harp in on those first 5 chapters and just chop and screw it up so many different ways for so many different platforms. Get that stuff out for free, and the other 15 they gotta pay for. You know, but the key is to just keep putting out the content, man. The more content you put out, the easier it's gonna be for you to monetize. Hell, they just sent Tooks a goddamn Instagram just sent them a thing for him to monetize and make $35,000 for putting up reels.
Oh, word?
Yeah, this is a fact. We're gonna talk about this in the class, right? This is a fact. And Tooks has like 50,000 followers right now, and it's about his damn car, right? You can monetize anything. It's about his Supra, bro. His Supra be racing a train, like, and 1 million people will watch that shit. And I'm like, why are they watching this? But the car people love it. So you can literally, the man has monetized his Supra. Think about that. When IG pays him that $35,000, how much does a Supra cost? Think about it. It's gonna pay for probably 60% of his Supra for him putting out content. So you can monetize that water bottle if you really wanted to, right? It's just you got to put out enough content. And Tooks puts out content on a daily basis about his car, and he's built it up, and now he's monetized. So it's not hard. You just got to put the content. YouTube is probably the easiest place for anyone to get monetized.
Okay.
What do you need? 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours? Okay. Something like that. Yeah. So like, yo, you put out content daily on YouTube for 6 months. Guess what? Your content will get monetized after 6 months because you're following growth. If you're putting out searchable, relatable, knowledgeable information that people want to know, you will monetize. So it's not difficult. Now, will you make millions of dollars? Hell no.
No.
You're not gonna make millions of dollars. Listen, you know, you gotta be special. You know what I mean? You gotta be special. I ain't gonna hold y'all up. A lot of y'all ain't special out here. You're making a couple dollars. Like, but you gotta be a certain, and this is real talk. Not everybody's gonna be a billionaire, right? You gotta be elite to be a billionaire. This is a fact. Yeah. You gotta be special to be a millionaire, right? And a lot of people ain't special. A lot of people ain't elite. I'm not elite yet. I ain't no billionaire, but I'm special, baby. But I'm special, and I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's you're not gonna make $1 million doing content, but you can create another stream of income. Yeah, you can, and it can grow.
Different branches of it.
It can grow. It can grow because you know it's the algorithms, bro. If the algorithms like you, hell, it'll put you in front of millions of people, and the only thing you need is a couple hundred people to buy your product every single week or month or whatever, depending on your price points, and you can make a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm about to hop on that then.
Why wouldn't you? You got a whole podcast, bro. Everything. But again, it's all about consistency, right? Here's another thing to monetize: consistency. Consistency. The thing about EYL, the thing about me, we're always putting out content. We're consistently putting out content every single day. We're consistently putting out podcasts every single Wednesday. EYL every single Tuesday. Our network is ran like a real network. We have time and schedules, this, that, and the third. Like it's consistency. We're giving the people what they want on a consistent basis. That way they know every single week what to expect.
Yeah, to lock
you know what I'm
into it,
saying? So it's a full-time job, and you have to be mentally ready to attack it like a full-time job. And the reason why a lot of people don't monetize is they look at it like a hobby. I wish I could monetize type of vibe. No, like you got to put in the work to monetize. If you want to become special, you got to put in the work.
Shit, there you go. Matt, you better stop monetizing. We got to figure this shit out.
Podcast is the hardest shit to monetize, though.
Yeah, this I'm still trying to figure out the whole podcast space.
It's hard as hell, bro.
It's hard to get people to convert over to.
Because you have two audiences. You have the audio crowd, and then you have the visual crowd for the podcast. So, but it gives you an opportunity to hit it on both angles. So one piece of content can give you 2 checks when you really look at it. Like, yo, our audio numbers are better than our YouTube numbers, but our visuals are super dope. Yeah. And it pisses me off that, and I'll keep it real with you. It pisses me off like, yo, why this thing didn't do what I think it's going to do? Like, what the hell? But it's like, all right, on to it's next week's episode now. Yeah, let's go. We just got to keep going because
you can't watch the scoreboard.
You can't watch the scoreboard. I tell people don't watch the scoreboard, but when it comes to Rants and Gems, I'm always watching the scoreboard because it costs a lot of money to put this show together. Yeah. But it's still like, yo, you just got to put it out there. But on audio, it's hard, man, because the advertisers over there, they want to nickel and dime you. They want to give you a couple pennies on $1 for ads over there. But as your thing starts growing, you'll get 2,000, 3,000 per episode. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about just keep going.
Just keep going.
Just keep going. You got to look at most of the successful podcasts that are making these. Joe Rogan, how long he been on air for? 10 years?
Yeah.
Look at Joe Budden. Joe Budden been on how long? Since 2014, 15?
Yeah, he's like one of the first
exactly my point. So you got to look at the people today that are like the hierarchy, right? That's been doing this for years. They deserve to make every penny that they're making because they're the trailblazers. They set the industry on fire. And I think what happens now, you see the celebrities get into podcasts and they get these big deals like right away, and it kind of distorts. Even it hurts me too. Because I'll see certain people get deals. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, how? Like they're corny. Like, how did they get this? And they like, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta kind of like be patient with all of this. When especially podcast monetization, you gotta be patient. But there's other ways you can make money by selling your own ad space. So you don't have to wait for a brand to want to do an ad. Yo, you got so many small businesses, realtors and everything. Yo, they can advertise. You can charge them to run an ad on your show. Okay. That's how you can monetize too. Like you can sell, hey, you want to sponsor this video. You maybe you don't put an ad. You just do a sponsorship for $100 or $200. Hell, anything that you get helps pay for your studio and everything like that. So it's not hard to monetize, but to get the big bucks is going to take a lot of time.
This is all the stuff you cover in the class tomorrow?
Maybe.
What made you want to do that anyway?
What, just lunch and learns?
Yeah.
Oh, very simple. You want to know why?
Yeah.
I'm about to take New York market share. I told you, I'm back.
Oh, shit, okay.
I told you I was part-time for 2 years.
Yeah.
Now it's time for me to really get to it. I told you, I'm CEO MG. I'm about to hire all the loan officers that want to come work with me, number one, especially here locally, because I have $1 billion opportunity, and I don't want to originate. So if you're a loan officer watching this and you want to get to $1 billion and get a piece of that, come holler at your boy, because I have the influence to do it. So why did I'm doing these lunch and learns? First of all, I've been doing lunch and learns since the beginning of time in my business. This ain't nothing new. This is something that I always love to do, is to teach real estate financing to real estate professionals, right? But now that I have a brand, why wouldn't I use this as so much leverage to leverage my brand to get the realtors to come to me? Yeah. Again, I'm not chasing, I'm replacing. Yeah. Right? Like so if I'm not chasing, then I'm going to bring you to me. Now you're in my matrix. Now you're going to be in my energy, my aura, on my playing grounds. I'm not going to your broker office. I'm not bringing donuts and shit like that. I ain't got time for that, bro. Yeah. Like, get out of here. Go call somebody else who want to do that. Yeah. I curate my own vibe now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so now that I have the brand and the influence to do that, hell, I can do small classes every week. 50 people. That's small for me. That's big for other people. Let's not let that go over people's heads too. Now I'm talking a little something, right? But, you know, we can do these classes, and now I can teach real estate agents everything that I've learned in my journey of social media, especially, and I'm going to really stick to the social media class, because I know that's what a lot of realtors want to know from me and loan officers. So I'm going to do just social media classes, teach them what I know to a certain extent. And it's going to attract them to, one, do it for themselves, to help build their brand, to help them make money. But two, in good faith, hopefully they'll give me and Garland Mortgage Group an opportunity to earn their business, because we want to help them close their clients and service their clients and provide phenomenal service. And I want to grow my mortgage business, right? So why not? You know, in order to get, you got to give. You know what I'm saying? That's so fair. I'm just trying to give as much so I can receive as much in the back end. And hopefully it comes in the form of loans and recruiting new talent to my team. And I'm going to do, after this one I do tomorrow, I'm going to do another one probably in 10 days after that.
Oh, you really coming for the market?
Yeah, no, I'm going to different boroughs. Like, I'm not playing. Okay. This is not going to just be on the island. I'm going to be in Brooklyn. I'm going to be in Queens. I'm going to go to Harlem. I'm going to the Bronx. I'm going to Westchester. I'm going to Jersey. I'm going to Philly. I'm going to DC. I'm going all over. That's what I'm saying. Like, what other
loan officers could do shit like that? You know what I'm saying? That's why it's such a special. That's why I said this is like the GOAT series for me, because, like, bro, no one else is doing that shit. Like, I keep it a million. No one else is doing it. You know what I'm saying?
You know why? Because everybody's focused on what they focused on. Yeah. And that's more power to you. More power to you. I'm not sitting here. I don't want it to come off like I'm just like some guy who feels like I can go all over the country and like people gonna come out. Yeah. No. I gotta promote. I gotta put in the work. Like, this is, when you do these events, you don't know who's gonna come out, especially if it's free. I don't know who's showing up. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm blocking out my time to do this. Hell, 2 people can show up, and I still gotta sit there and teach a class. You know what I'm saying? So, it's gonna be hard. It's a lot of work that I have to do, and a lot of time, but I love it, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I said, I want to grow. So in order for me to grow, I'm taking it back to the essence. Like, I'm rolling up my sleeve. I'm back in the field. Like, yo, you're a realtor? Let's talk. Who you doing business with? Matter of fact, I don't even care. What's your problems? Yeah. What solutions I could bring to you? You know what I'm saying? Because and especially if you're someone follow me, if you learning from me, then why wouldn't you do business with me?
Yeah, makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, why wouldn't you? And that's just my mindset with this whole thing. So if you come to one of my classes, y'all, expect me. I'm asking for the business. I want the business. You're not required, obviously. It's not a prerequisite to come to the class. But in good faith, I will hope people will want to do business with me because they learn from me.
Dope. All right, bro. That's shit. I don't even think I have any more questions in the tank. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't even gonna hold you.
It happens.
How can anyone reach you if they? Well, matter of fact, I do got one question because we're '90s people, right? Like we music in the '90s. If it was one album that you could describe that would describe Matt Garland's life,
damn,
what would it be?
One album in the '90s.
One album in the '90s.
Wow. Illmatic, yo.
I knew you was gonna say that. I knew you was gonna say that.
Illmatic, yo.
That's my go-to.
Like, I'm Illmatic, yo. Like, the world is mine. Like, and I'm always in a New York state of mind.
Nice.
Like, and when it's halftime, we get more bottles, yo. That's how we get more bottles, yo. Like, I just feel like I'm Illmatic. I'm just like, that Illmatic album is just probably one of my favorite albums of all time. And, you know, obviously Reasonable Doubt and Ready to Die, they're all my top three, no particular order, but I would probably say, you know, Illmatic.
I would say Illmatic is the most timeless one, though.
It's definitely timeless. Illmatic is just the beats, man. Like, the beats on there, man. Just the overall production of the whole album, and just Nas is just cooking some ish.
Yeah.
And you can just hear like the struggle and the pain and what he was going through. And, you know, my life.
Every word paints a picture on the album.
He paints
every word.
He paints a picture, man. But, you know, again, like the 3 or 4 songs I just mentioned in that little thing I just did, like those songs, like it's like real. I'm always in a New York state of mind. I really feel like I'm Illmatic. Like I really feel like the world is mine. I really feel like I can accomplish anything that I put my mindset to. And it's because that New York state of mind. So if it was an album, I would probably say Illmatic.
Dope. I like that one.
Yeah.
That's Queens anyway. Queens
get the money, man, all day. Queens get the money.
How can they get in touch with you, bro?
You can reach me on all social platforms, MG the Mortgage Guy. Link is in my bio on Instagram. If you want to apply for a loan, join the team, buy my course, join EYL University, attend a seminar, class, paid or free. Rants Gems is my podcast. Go to Apple, rate it 5 stars, leave a review. But yeah, that's how you get at me. YouTube is MG the Mortgage Guy, Twitter MG the Mortgage Guy, Facebook MG the Mortgage Guy. That's how you guys holler at me.
Nice. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification button. Like I said, this is my goat interview, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Thank you.
Make sure you subscribe, bro.
My man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, bro.
All right.
Peace.